Really quick everybody, this entire video will be timestamped, so if you do not want to watch the whole thing and just get straight into a different topic, please check the pinned comment or the little red bar right down below you. Again, this entire video will be timestamped, and I appreciate you guys watching. Whatever part you liked, if you're sticking around guys, hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle, I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels, and welcome back to Talk at Clen. This is a series on the channel where I ask you guys to jump into the Discord server, which if you are new, by the way, help us make these videos. Pin comment, description down below, we'd love to have you there. And I ask you guys to talk at me, tell me something. Usually we talk about Fortnite, we've been doing a lot of Fortnite storyline theories on these types of videos, but of course we can talk about gaming or anything at all. I'd love to have you guys help with the videos. With that being said, let's get straight into the first one for today. Timestamps are there if you would like to use them. Starting off with the first one, we all know Stellan the noob that lets someone enter other coordinates into the rift gate. One thing that really made me confused is that new hypnotic chrome girl Serenade looks like Stellan, which interestingly enough she kind of does, doesn't she? I think Serenade is maybe an altered mirror version of Stellan. While making the rift gate part of Stellan, got copied and altered in a nightmarish form that got trapped in the pillars and now is finally free from the prison she got trapped in. And maybe now we will see an epic showdown between Stellan and Serenade if Stellan is still alive. Well, he's got to be still alive, or it's tough. That's a tough one because they do look alike and I never really put that together. It's a possibility, but I don't think so. It's probably just like a really cool skin that was based off the character. That's my guess, but we do know Serenade has something to do with the story. We just don't know how big. We know Stellan does have a big part in the story, so I mean, it's possible, but I'm leaning towards no, but it's a very interesting. Moving on to the next topic, I just recently watched Attack on Titan, finished season 1 and now started season 2, and I get the hype around the show. It's awesome. Well, I will not spoil anything, but man, that is one of my favorite shows of all time. That is my second favorite show in the history of TV, and it only gets better. Season 3, Season 4, I'm still waiting for the new episode to come in English, man. That show is absolutely goated, and you picked the right time if you're playing Fortnite. You picked the perfect time to play. You can play with the ODM gear. Moving on, the removal of the game time augment in casual modes is a big L in my opinion. An item like the pizza party is just fun to keep out of casual modes. I completely agree with that. I like the game time augment and I like the uniqueness of it. I don't have too much to add to it except I agree with you. Let's keep going. There's a theory going around that says Chapter 4's season themes are Chapter 1 in reverse. Chapter 4 Season 1 theme is about the past and multiple realities together, and so is Season X's. Chapter 4 Season 2's theme is futuristic, just like Season 9's theme. Chapter 4 Season 3 is supposed to be tropical and jungle theme, and so was Chapter 1 Season 8, though Chapter 1 Season 8 had pirates, but still, it could still really fit the same theme. I was initially very skeptical about that, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I guess you could compare it to Season X, but Mega City, I was like, oh, you know what, you never know, you never know, it could be, but now that we have the leaks that this tropical jungle biome is coming next season, I'm like, oh my god, they got to be doing it. I'm wholeheartedly on board that theory, guys. I don't know about you, but these leaks for next season can officially convince me. I'm on board. Personally, I think the Star Wars has the best collabs. No other collab ever brings the community together quite like this. I might have to agree with that. I'm trying to think of other collabs that really brought people together, and unless you want to kind of consider Travis Scott, but that was really a one-time thing, I have to agree with you. Lightsabers are really fun to play with. The Forceman things are great. This whole event in general is fantastic, and everybody loves Star Wars, and the collabs are getting better and better every single time Star Wars comes back. Star Wars has such a huge fan base. I think I have to agree with you. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. I think we will get a live event this season because there's no other reason as to why the files around the 0 points location has been updated. This almost confirms it for me. I made a whole video talking about this, and I wonder if that's where you got it writing. But yeah, if you don't know, the files around the 0 points location, they did say, okay, I wasn't sure if you said the 0 point or 0 points location. It's important to note that the 0 point was not updated itself. It's the area around where we believe the 0 point to be. So I'm thinking, you know what, maybe that could be for a live event, but that really could be for anything. It could be just prepping something for next season. Maybe that's where they want to put the mud. We can't say for sure. I'm thinking we might get a live event, but I am not putting my eggs in one basket. I'm not like expecting one at all. We got to keep our expectations and hopes in check. Don't forget that, guys. Okay, so I have two different theories for Season 2's ending and Season 3. There are some files related to earthquakes, which we are now seeing in game at the time of posting this, or at the time of recording this as well. And something very interesting was noticed. One of the earthquake files has apocalyptic in it. This could mean some different things, and I'm going to explain it in two small theories. Season 2 ending. The apocalyptic earthquakes could mean that the island will be ripped apart in an event, or Season 3 story trailer, because we are going to experience heavier earthquakes. Season 3. We first thought it was going to be a normal jungle season, but what if next season is an abandoned season? Is that I'm having a little bit of a scratch on my monitor or something like that, or if it's just scratched on Discord? Apologies. I'm thinking abandoned season where everything is overgrown and dried out. So maybe a possible desert tomb. That would explain why we had a Chapter 4 desert in Unreal Engine 2. This would also explain why we got some heavy updates in Season 3, like the already leaked shotgun and the armored cars. But how could this happen? I think Season 2's Mega Biome was just the start of the chaos that the Rift Gates Rift Crack left behind, or maybe the last reality was buying time so they could get the chaos on Fortnite's map and they could continue their plans. It's very interesting. I actually didn't know that that extra one was apocalyptic. Perhaps it also could be for an event, but that's gotta mean, because we are experiencing the earthquakes right now, I think you are onto something. I don't know about calling it to a T, but it's very interesting. That's gotta be for something, right? It has to be for something different. I like the idea of it being in Season 3's story trailer and then something that left over for next season. But you are very much onto something, Lucha. This is a very good theory. My theory for Season 3 is that the Rift Gate actually did cause the island to fall apart, just like Stellan said, and these cracks and earthquakes awaken the volcano above Mega City. We might get to see another faction, one of the syndicates or IO, come into play next season, seeing as heavy armory has been leaked. Excuse me. I like the idea for the IO. Bring the IO back. Who knew after Chapter 2 I would miss the IO? You know what I mean? I thought we saw too much of them, but now I really miss them. But it's very, very possible that the Rift Gate actually did cause the island to fall apart, like you said. That Stellan story really seemed like it had something to do with it, and it could just be for Mega City, but if you want to extend the story, which I think Epic Games is going to do, I agree with you. We could see more coming from the Rift Gate. Moving on, Reboot and Atlas dying so fast have proved to me that the OG map and Chapter 1 is pure nostalgia and nothing else. You do have to understand, though, that it is a lack of squads, or a lack of solos and duos, plus the map was buggy, but then you could argue that the original Chapter 1 map had an insane amount of bugs. An insane amount. People only like to remember the good times, but I am more on your side in the sense where I kind of saw this coming. I was like, you know what? We're gonna play the OG map. That map sucked. There was nothing on it. The game felt slow with the non-sprinting. You know what I mean? So I kind of agree with you. Kind of don't. The maps aren't finished, but even if they were finished, I feel like it would ultimately have the same result. Current Fortnite will forever be better than OG Fortnite. That's a pill not everybody is ready to swallow yet. Strong Fortnite theory. The Rift Gates fail cause the island to slowly break apart, which at the end of Chapter 4, the island will be in pieces. Each biome will be split apart. The last reality come and defeat the Syndicate in the River Guard, but the Ageless, Stellan, and 1’s try to execute and kill the Nothing. Then the island reforms with the flip side, and the island connects both islands together and reforms reality again. 1’s and the Ageless form the Federation, the new hero faction. Think of the Agency, but 5 times better. Could you imagine 1’s and the Ageless coming together like that? I would be hyped to see that. I think, Nitros, I believe your theory is a little bit of a stretch, but that would be really cool to see. It would be cool to see the island get split apart more and more, and then we have, like, I've always wanted to see, like, a bottomless pit POI. Probably wouldn't happen. It would probably work something along the lines of, like, Spawn Island. If you jump off, you just get rifted back on. But it'd be cool to play on a map where it's kind of split like that. I like the idea. I like the theory. Bit of a stretch, though. I don't know if I agree with you that that will happen, but I will remember this. I will come back if this is correct. I think it would be cool if Fortnite had arcs like the last certain amount of seasons similar to Demon Slayer. For example, there could be 2 seasons around the 7, and it could explain more about them and answer unexplained questions and conclude after 2 seasons. After that, a new arc could begin. Very interesting idea. I would like if they did that for more smaller storylines. For example, you want to talk about like the hybrid storyline or the Ice King storyline, stuff that wasn't so ridiculously important, the Fortnite storyline. I would like that, but at the end of the day, I do like how they've been telling one big overall story. So I kind of agree with that, I kind of don't, but it's a very interesting idea, Cube. In my opinion, out of all the decisions Epic has made throughout the years, them giving the Skull and Ghoul Trooper their rare pink and purple edit styles has to be one of, if not the worst decision they have ever made. In doing this, they help exacerbate the need for having rare items while also encouraging people to buy and sell accounts, as well as creating a culture within Fortnite that insists of people flexing their rare items and sometimes bullying others that do not have them, most commonly seen in Party Royale. I understand the reason Epic made this decision to make the styles exclusive to reward the early players for playing the game. However, I feel like it would have been a much better decision to give edit styles to both the Renegade Raider and Aerial Assault Trooper due to those skins not being available for early players. Those skins being available for early players, and since they are now unable to obtain it, it wouldn't matter if the skins got OG edit styles, since they were already obtainable by the time they would have been released. I don't have much to add to this, Sizzo, besides I agree with you. I also completely understand why Epic Games did end up making that decision, but at the end of the day, it caused nothing but worse consequences for it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you bought something in the item shop. You are not owed anything, and I'm very surprised even to this day that Epic Games did, like, not really bow down to their needs, but they were like, oh my god, people are going to whine and cry, so let's make this not happen. You know what I mean? I do agree with you, and I think it's ridiculous that that happened, and it shouldn't have happened, but at the end of the day, it did happen, and it doesn't really affect me personally, so what can I do, right? I agree with you though. Hot take, in my opinion, Epic should try to do another collaboration season again, if it be with a big franchise like Star Wars, given the hugely positive reception that this recent Star Wars update has gotten so far, or a season and a battle pass dedicated to multiple different characters and franchises from different IPs. This would make it so there is something for everyone given the amount of content and updates we got during the Marvel season. I feel like if Epic were to repeat it, they would go down one of the greatest seasons of all time. The only thing I would do is that to keep those who aren't interested in collabs happy is create a separate or free paid battle pass that includes Fortnite original skins that are dressed as characters from different IP skins, kind of like how they made Cuddlepool and Ravenpool. Man, at the time I was reading this, I actually thought of what you mentioned at the end of that. I always thought it would be cool, and people have mentioned it, and we've talked about it on the channel before. Why not make 2 battle passes? One just strictly full of collabs, and one full of Fortnite original characters. It takes, yeah, you know what? It takes a little bit extra development time, but man, how many people would buy that? It's just extra money for Epic Games. Why not create 2 battle passes? We're already kind of seeing it. Like with the Star Wars right now, we have a whole new battle pass thing. People pay 1,000 V-Bucks for it. Maybe that's a hint that we could get something like that down the road. But I agree. That's the best way to handle another collab season. And the collab season, the Marvel season that we did have was so successful. So many people loved it. The gameplay flew incredibly well. People love the mythics just like Star Wars, and I would love a Star Wars season. Like, imagine going with the Star Wars POIs that they could come up with just like what they did with Marvel. I think it's great, and I agree with you. This could, if they did that, it could go down as one of the greatest Fortnite seasons of all time. If it's true about a volcano arising, it's gotta be our good buddy, the Fire King. Imagine waking up from the wreckage of Chapter 1's end event only to find out the Ice King isn't on the island. Hybrids aren't in Arby's anymore, and there's just one Peely going around. It's like being a person from the 1800s waking up in the 2000s, just confused on what to do. It would be funny if the Ice King and the Fire King did make a return, especially just the Fire King. The funny thing about this is, like, I laugh at it where it's like, oh my god, the Ice King hasn't, or the Fire King hasn't woke up since Chapter 1, but it makes sense. If the volcano's just spawning, who else could it be? He spawned it the first time, why wouldn't he spawn it a second time? The same stuff we're seeing back in Chapter 1 of Season 7 are happening. We saw the earthquakes at the end. We saw the cracks in the ground. Volcano was there. I don't know why I keep saying Ice King. Fire King was there. It's very possible that that guy comes back. That'd be really funny, actually. With that final theory, though, guys, I am going to put an end to this video today. Thank you so much to everybody who participated, and thank you so much for everybody who is watching. If you want to help us make these videos, description, pin comment down below. We'd love to have you in the Discord server on the screen right now. You will have 2 fantastic Clen videos for you to check out if you want to continue. One of them will probably be a Talk at Clen video if I remember to put it there. Anyways, click on one of them. They're great. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.